Hello everyone, Charles Watts here, the Arsenal correspondent at Goal. Just joining you for another video, just to discuss really the news about KSE, Kroenke Sports and Entertainment, basically buying out Arsenal's stadium debt, and just sort of running through what I understand it means going forward for the club. And ahead of the summer, I've already been getting lots of questions on Twitter about it, about what does this mean? Are Arsenal going to suddenly have a lot more money to play with in the transfer window, that sort of thing. So I thought I'd just sort of talk you through what I understand, and I have to admit, I'm not a financial expert by any means, trust me on that. I'd point you in the direction of some really good Twitter accounts like Swiss Ramble, who are fantastic at these sort of things, and it'll really give you a good understanding of exactly what this sort of buyout by Stan Kroenke means of the debt, or the KSE rather than Stan Kroenke. Basically, it's about £210 million that Arsenal have had owed for various things in terms of stadium debt. So they've owed it to investment companies that help pay for the stadium and fund the stadium, and Arsenal have been sort of paying that back over time. They've had their instalments for it, and what KSC have done is they've provided a loan which allows Arsenal to buy out all of those bonds that have been held by investment companies relating to the stadium build. Obviously, the stadium was opened in 2006, so rather than paying those companies, now they can. The debt is now owned by KSE, Stan Kroenke, rather than other companies and things like that. So it removes a lot of the complex sort of financial constraints Arsenal had around the stadium and the covenants of the stadium, and it places it all in the hands of KSE. And the whole reasoning for this really is not to free up a load of money for anything that can suddenly be ploughed into the transfer market. It's more that Arsenal can get control of the club's finances, have full control of the club's finances. KSE can have full control of the club's finances, and Arsenal can and will not have to pay as much in terms of interest, or that's what we presume. We don't know yet. We don't know. KSE could even charge Arsenal higher interest rates than they were being charged on the debt beforehand, but you presume that's not going to be the case. KSE have done this to help them through this really difficult financial time where revenue streams have been cut off. So you'd expect the interest rates are going to be lower, so it's going to be much more manageable for Arsenal. There's also going to free up cash flow as well, which previously would have had to be held in the bank because of the various covenants they've had over the stadiums. I think there's about sort of 30 million that had to be there in reserve, just as a guarantee basically for the loans they've had to take out. That doesn't have to be the case anymore. So that 30 million that was just being held there as a reserve basically can now be put into the club to help with the cash flow at the moment. But the key thing in this is, and like I said, I'm not a financial expert, and I do point you in the direction of people like Swiss Ramble on Twitter, who are very, very good at these things. The key thing is, from what I understand and what I've been told, don't expect a massive sort of transfer war chest now because of this. This is being done because of how difficult the times are, how difficult the cash flow situation is at Arsenal and all clubs because of the coronavirus pandemic and the fallout from it, and the loss of revenue, the key revenue, and potentially loss of revenue that could go on for some time yet, certainly in terms of match day revenue. This is being done by KSE to help the cash flow when the revenues have dropped. And so Arsenal, it will help in certain things. Certainly, there will be more cash flow now flowing around the club, so that will help in terms of the transfer window, obviously. But don't be expecting this to make a massive, massive difference. This is being done to help all areas of the club, rather than just allow Mikel Arteta to go and spend an extra 30 million on one player this summer. So don't expect anything like that. It's not some massive move by Stan Kroenke to give Arsenal huge financial clout in the transfer window or anything like that. It's just something that's been done to give Arsenal control of their finances, more control of their finances, and help ease the cash flow issues during the ongoing pandemic and the effect of the pandemic is having on the club's finances. So that's what I understand. But like I said, please do go over to Swiss Ramble. Look at his Twitter feed already. It's been very, very good since the news broke, he's bang on the ball with these things, and it would give you some really good insight into exactly what this could mean for the club going forward, and why it could be a good thing for the club, because I think the general consensus is this is a good thing for the club. Like I said, it ties the finances together. It hopefully you would expect that they're going to be paying less interest rates on the loan to KSE than they would have been doing on the other bonds that they had before, and it frees up extra cash flow and helps during such a difficult time financially. So yeah, that was basically what this video is, another short one just to talk to you about that. Other news, just to quickly discuss, obviously Eddie Nketiah, his 3-match ban, that has been upheld by the Football Association. So the 2 appeals that Arsenal launched in terms of the red card and the 3-match ban, both of them have failed. So he will be banned for the next 3 games. So it's Tottenham this weekend, Liverpool in midweek, and then the FA Cup semi-final against Manchester City the following weekend. So disappointing for Arsenal. They hoped they were going to get something. I didn't think they would. I'm not surprised at all that the appeals failed, but Arsenal will certainly be disappointed. Yeah, certainly disappointing for Eddie Nketiah, who's going to miss 3 big games, miss out on a chance of an FA Cup semi-final and the North London derby, of course. For an Arsenal boy, that's going to be very, very disappointing. Other brief bits of news to talk about: Bernd Leno, positive injury news on Bernd Leno. He's due to return to full training before the end of this season, so the chance you might see Bernd Leno again, but given the form of Emi Martinez at the moment, you do wonder whether it's not really too much of a rush to get Bernd Leno back now, because Martinez has been so impressive since he's come in to replace the German. But certainly positive news in terms of Leno in his recovery and for himself, that the injury is absolutely not as bad as first thought. I think when we all saw him go down like that against Brighton, we were expecting really, really long layoff, and the fact he could even be back before the end of the season is very, very positive for Arsenal. So good news on Bernd Leno. Mesut Ozil still struggling with his back soreness, as the club put it, and I doubt he will be involved for the game against Spurs at the weekend. So that's it. Just a short, sharp video for you today. Thank you once again for all your comments and your support on these channels. I'm noticing how much the subscribers are going up, and I do appreciate that. And I will come back to update you as much as I can whenever anything Arsenal news related happens. So until then, everyone, have a great, great weekend. And here's to 3 points for the Arsenal against Spurs on Sunday.